Redemption, written by Ranjoy Sengupta. Some time ago about Julia Gillard being sworn in as Australia's first elected woman Prime Minister. Thus, the world has 70 nations having women heads of state and government, excluding monarchs. These countries are Australia, Argentina, Bangladesh, Costa Rica, Croatia, Finland, Germany, Iceland, India, Ireland, Kyrgyzstan, Switzerland, and Trinidad and Tobago. It is very encouraging and interesting to see the rise in the women power on global basis. However, to me and maybe for many among the Indian populace, the specific case of Trinidad and Tobago has a very special significance. The name of their premier is Miss Kamala Persad Bisesar. Let me go down the memory lane. I studied in Gorakhpur, which is on the border of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Nepal. In olden days, it was just a trading town. In front of our school, across the road, there used to be a very big open field which was called Police Maidan. On the extreme end of this field, there were multiple long barracks with equally long and narrow verandas and low tiled roofs. During my school days, they seemed to be abandoned and derelict. I used to get very curious. My eldest brother was not only 14 years elder to me, but was a storehouse of general information. My interaction with him revealed that right from English colonial days, human trafficking was rampant in India and Africa. After the colonization of Guyana and the Caribbean, Mauritius and Fiji Islands by the English, it was found that the exploitation of the agricultural land, mainly for sugarcane cultivation, owing to its compatibility, was a profitable proposition in these far-flung lands. But what about the required manpower? These islands were either uninhabited or local tribal were not aware of agriculture. Someone probably rightly revealed that India, being the largest sugarcane producer and having abundant agricultural manpower that was experienced and cheap, it would be beneficial to transport them to these remote lands. For this purpose, a very well planned method was adopted. United Provinces, as Uttar Pradesh used to be called during colonial days, and Bihar were the major sugarcane producing states in those days, but the agricultural laborers were highly exploited by the rich jamindars. The British employed some greedy Indian agents who would go to the interior villages, show the carrot to the starving villagers, promise them a land of plenty and comfortable life, and bring them along with their families to Gorakhpur for employment. For each catch, the agents used to get handsome commission. The dilapidated barracks mentioned earlier were recruiting centers. Each family used to be given a permit card wherein the destination used to be mentioned as Caribbean islands, Mauritius, Fiji, or Assam tea gardens. The poor, illiterate people used to call themselves pyramidal labor and feel happy dreaming about their good fortune. Once the required number of people for a particular destination was collected, the group used to be taken to Kolkata port and pushed like a herd into ships. After the ships used to sail, nobody cared about their food, water, or medicine. It used to take months to reach Guyana and the Caribbean islands through the Cape of Good Hope. Mauritius was slightly better, but Fiji was no better. People meant for the tea gardens used to be taken by goods trains to Assam. Large numbers of dead bodies used to be thrown in the ocean. But what could the surviving poor and haggard people do, because it was a journey without return? Whatever numbers of people used to reach the destination were given only a day or two to clear a piece of land and make a hut for them. Thereafter started the never-ending toil, which had very simple rule, that is, work till the English master wished, no leaves under any circumstances, no remuneration except 2 times food, and no retirement age. Bonded laborers of extreme nature. This was about 170 or 180 years back. These people could never return to India, therefore settled there, and generations passed. They, however, did not sacrifice their culture and mother tongue the way poor Negro slaves did. That shows the deep conviction they had in their ethos. How bad! Our country does not consider this major incident worth mentioning in the school or college curriculum. However, one good thing that happened was the upliftment of the subsequent generations in terms of education, modern way of living, monetary condition, and women's liberation. Many of the descendants of the Indian slaves have done wonderfully well in various fields. Sir V.S. Naipaul could become the Nobel laureate in literature. Sir Sivsagar Ramgulam headed the first democratic government of Mauritius, followed by his liar son Naveen Ramgulam. A female descendant of an Indian bonded slave has been elected as the Prime Minister. What else could make us happier? It is redemption in the true sense. Thank you for listening. Now, some of the words and their meaning. Redemption means, according to the Christian religion, the action of being saved from evil. Populace means all the ordinary people who live in a particular country or area. During my school days, they seemed to be abandoned and derelict. Abandoned means left completely and no longer used. Derelict means no longer used and in bad condition. From English colonial days, human trafficking was rampant. Human trafficking means the unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service. It was found that the exploitation of agricultural land, mainly exploitation means use or utilize especially for profit. Owing to means because of. Compatibility means suitable to be used together or exist together. Work successfully with something or someone else. Far-flung lands means widely spread. These islands were either uninhabited. Inhabit means to live in a place. Being the largest sugarcane producer and having abundant agricultural manpower. Abundant means existing in very large quantities. Remote means far away from where other people live. Agricultural laborers were highly exploited by the rich zamindars. Exploit means to use someone or something unfairly for your own advantage. The dilapidated barracks mentioned earlier were recruiting centers. Dilapidated means buildings or furniture old and broken. But what could do the surviving poor and haggard people do? Haggard means looking tired and worried. Thereafter started the never-ending toil. Toil means to work very hard for long time at something. Work till the English master wished. No leaves under any circumstances. No remuneration except 2 times food and no retirement age. Here, remuneration means a payment made to somebody for the work they have done. That shows the deep conviction they had in their ethos. Conviction means a very strong opinion or belief. Ethos means set of beliefs, ideas, etc. about the social behavior and relationships of a person or group. Thank you for listening.